Elon Musk's reach on Twitter is dropping. He just fired a top engineer over it.
Mandatory second ghost song.
Mandatory second ghost. Thank you very much. The chaos continues inside Twitter 2.0 as employees worry about what will break and what will get them fired and what will get them busted by the FTC. So this article is like the gift that keeps on giving, I'm not going to lie. So for weeks now, Elon Musk has been preoccupied with worries about how many people are seeing his tweets. Last week, the Twitter CEO took his Twitter account private for the day to test whether that might boost the size of his audience. The move came after several prominent right-wing accounts that Musk interacts with complained that recent changes to Twitter had reduced their reach. Because there is no one more obsessed with their view account than the right. The right-wingers, they're obsessed. On Tuesday, Musk gathered a group of engineers and advisors into a room at Twitter's headquarters looking for answers. Why are his engagement numbers tanking? This is ridiculous, he said. According to multiple sources with direct knowledge of the meeting, I have more than 100 million followers and I'm only getting tens of thousands of impressions? One of the company's two remaining principal engineers offered possible explanation for Musk's declining reach. Just under a year after the Tesla CEO made his surprise offer to buy Twitter for $44 billion, public interest in his antics are waning. And so, guys,
mandatory third ghost song.
Mandatory third ghost song. Understood. So, last April they told him Musk was at peak popularity in search rankings, indicated by a score. Yo, the Adartha coming in with the third month. Booyaka. Thank you very much, Adartha. How you doing? Thank you for the resub. Appreciate it. 3 months. Damn. That's really cool. The FCC won't let me be or let me be me, so let me see. They try to jump down on MTV. Drop dead. It's spicy, chat. Musk was at peak popularity in the search rankings, indicated by a score of 100. Today, he is a score of 9. Engineers had previously investigated whether Musk's reach had somehow been artificially restricted, but found no evidence that the algorithm was biased against him. Musk did not take the news well. You're fired. Musk told the engineer. Platformer is withholding engineer's name in light of the harassment Musk has directed at former Twitter employees. Dissatisfied with the work of the engineers so far, Musk has instructed employees to track how many times each of his tweets are recommended, according to one current worker. Shows how much more alive Twitter is than it may seem, as over 90% of Twitter users read but don't tweet, reply, or like, as those are public actions, he tweeted. Talking about like the new view account statistic. Almost 2 months later, though, view counts have had the opposite effect, emphasizing how little engagement most posts get relative to their audience size. At the same time, Twitter usage in the United States has declined almost 9% since Musk's takeover, according to one recent study. And there was a quote from the guy who got fired. And then Twitter went down the other day. You are over the daily limit for sending tweets. We haven't seen much in the way of a longer-term cogent strategy, one employee said. Most of our time is dedicated to 3 main areas: putting out fires, mostly caused by firing the wrong people and trying to recover from that, performing impossible tasks, and improving efficiency without clear guidelines of what the expected end results are. We mostly move from one dumpster fire to a dumpster fire from my perspective. There's times he's just awake late at night and says all sorts of things that don't make sense, one employee said. And then he'll come to us and be like, this one person says they can't do this one thing on the platform, and then we have to run around chasing some outlier use case for one person. It doesn't make any sense. Dude, Twitter, I don't know how long Twitter's going to last. Dumpster fire makes for great barbecue pits? True. Bit stinky on the old meat, though, do you know what I mean? Dean, 100%. 100%. So then the San Francisco headquarters, whose landlord had sued Twitter for non-payment of rent, has a melancholy air. When people pass each other in the halls, we're told that the standard greeting is, "What are you interviewing?" where are you interviewing, and where do you have offers? The 8th floor is still stocked with beds, and employees have employees have to reserve them in advance. Most weeknights, they are fully booked, another current employee said. The perks that made Twitter an attractive place to work pre-Musk have been eradicated. Food at the office sucks, and now we have to pay for it. And I know this sounds petty, but they appear to have obtained the absolute worst coffee vendors on earth. Slack, once the epicenter of Twitter's open culture, where employees discuss anything and everything, has gone dormant. One current employee described it as a ghost town. Yo, Kaihira, you've won a free game. You've won Atom RPG Trudograd. Nice. Yeah, Ash, she's getting rid of old verified tick people. So if you got a verified tick back in the day for being a notable person, you're fucked. People just don't have people don't even chat about work things anymore, the employee said. It's just heartbreaking. I have more conversations with my colleagues on Signal and WhatsApp than I do on Slack. Before the transition, it was not uncommon in the team channel to talk about what everybody did that weekend. There's none of that anymore. Musk is just a really bad employer. Like, he's a really awful, business owner. He just makes every business he works for really miserable and boring. I've only just realized it's the Muffin Man rock remix. I was actually vibing to this. What? I was literally sitting here, rocking my head to this, and I was like, this is literally the Muffin Man. You gotta love a bit of metal sometimes, you know what I mean? Alright, jukebox got stuck. There you go. The employee cited the disastrous relaunch of Twitter Blue, which resulted in brands being impersonated and dozens of top advertisers fleeing the platform. If Elon can learn how to put a bit more thought into some of the direct decisions, fire from the hip a bit less, it might do some good, one employee said. He needs to learn the areas where he just does not know things, and let those that do know take over. Man, that's a fucking sentence. At the same time, he doesn't really like to believe that there is anything in technology that he doesn't know, and that's frustrating, the employee said. You can't be the smartest person in a room about everything all the time. With Musk continuing to fire people impulsively, entire teams have been wiped out and their work has been handed over to overstretched teams that often have little understanding of the new work that is being assigned to them. They have become code archaeologists to dig through the repo and figure out what's going on, one employee said. I do think the recent vibe overall in tech and the fear of not being able to find something else is the primary factor for most folks, an employee said. I know for a fact that most of my team is doing hardcore interview prep and would jump at likely any opportunity to walk away. There's also a sense of unease about how recent changes will be reviewed by regulators as part of the agreement with the Federal Trade Commission. Twitter committed to following a series of steps before pushing out changes, including creating a project proposal and conducting security and privacy reviews. Since Musk took over, those steps have become an afterthought, an employee said. His stance is basically fuck you, regulators, we're told. The FTC plans to audit the company this quarter, we're told, and employees have doubts that Twitter has the necessary documentation to place to pass inspection. FTC compliance is concerning, one says. Last year, before Musk took over, the FTC fined Twitter $150 million for breaking its agreement. Another breach would almost certainly result in millions of dollars in additional fines and a flurry of news coverage. Oh my god, dude. Enjoy tweeting whilst you can, chat, is all I'm